Does HR really experience burnout? Let me guess. The answer is yes. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down some of the burnout that HR has been experiencing throughout this pandemic and even prior to. And I'm going to talk about the signs to look for, how to prevent it, how to address it, and how to just make it through. In this video, coming up. Hi there, my name is Yannicka, and I am here to help you navigate the HR space. And in this video, we're talking about burnout, which is something that I've experienced throughout my career, and a lot of my HR colleagues have experienced it as well. And it's definitely something that should be taken very seriously in this industry and as well as any other career path that you choose. So what exactly causes burnout? Burnout is caused by numerous things, a lot of environmental agitants that occur in the workplace. It could be things that are affecting you personally. It could be things that are external that's going on in your personal life. Or it could be things that you've witnessed throughout the organization. Say, for example, you witness employees being harassed and treated unfairly, discriminated against, and you do the investigation and nothing gets done about it. You do your due diligence, you show up to work, you do your job, but yet there's always something going on within the organization that leads to a level of stress on you and your ethics and what you stand for. Say, for example, let's say that an employee has reported harassment. They've reported being treated unfairly by the managerial staff. You do an investigation and you sit both parties down and you do all of the things that you're supposed to do. You write up a documentation, you add that information to the file, you implement a new plan, you create a new plan of action moving forward to prevent it from happening. And then at the end of the day, management decides to do absolutely nothing. And this occurs time and time again, not only to that employee, but other employees throughout the organization, other departments, not even at that company, but other companies that you work for, you see the same thing happening again. You see pay inequities, you witness a lot of things that just happens and it's very dirty. And there's really nothing that you can do about it. This leads to a level of stress on you as a professional and as an individual. And maybe even for yourself, you have a manager who is overly demanding and always asking for unreasonable tasks, unreasonable deadlines, and you're trying to stay on top of all of that, but you have limited resources, limited budget, and limited time. They're expecting you to be on tap at all times, even after hours, after work, into your personal time or the early hours of the day. And you just can't seem to keep up. It could be overly frustrating when you're asking for help or you're asking for the budget for additional resources and they magically run out of budget for the things that you need, but suddenly have the budget for the things that other departments need and other people need, even within your own department. And it is very frustrating, to say the least. So what are the signs of burnout? Once you've gotten to that point to where you're witnessing all these things going on, it's affecting you personally, it's affecting the other employees, what happens? So let's start with just getting a little cynical and a little checked out from reality when it comes to your job. You start to crack little jokes that are a little bit on the cynical side, and because you're feeling like comedy is a way of healing, and really it's not. You feel like you're in this invisible battle with yourself and your emotions, and you don't really know like how to navigate it and how to address it and what it is that you're feeling. You feel a little detached and you feel stressed, and amongst a host of other emotions that you're feeling at the same time. You know that you're capable and well equipped to do the job. You're very passionate about your job and your career, but you're just checking out. You can easily start to feel as if that position and the company is not meant for you. You will begin to miss deadlines. You'll begin to just not care anymore about anything that's going on in the organization. You begin to get a little aloof, as if things really don't matter and you really don't care. The zeal that you used to have just doesn't exist anymore. You're not willing to take on any additional task. You're not willing to step in and help other people anymore. You just don't care. I know for me, I just felt like my fingers on the keyboard just couldn't begin to type. Like I know mentally what I needed to do, what I needed to accomplish, but I just couldn't get it accomplished because I was just at the end of my rope with my current position. So what exactly can be done to address it? Like once you know that you are experiencing burnout, you are experiencing that physical, mental strain, what can you do to address it? Number one, take time off from work. Just take a PTO day, take a mental health day. Don't ask questions, just do it. Don't be afraid. A lot of managers will lead by fear, and you're going to fear for your position. You're going, because it happens time and time again. The minute you take PTO, immediately you have a write-up waiting for you upon your return. Don't fear that, because you're going to immediately start creating a plan of action to move forward and get yourself out of that situation. So take time off, no questions asked. Also, it's time to start telling someone. So if you are already the human resources professional and you're supposed to be going to HR for this type of stuff, hopefully there is someone who is trustworthy within the HR department that you can talk to. If not, hopefully a department manager or someone in the C-suite that you have befriended or has established some sort of rapport with, you could definitely reach out to them and let them know what you are experiencing. If you do not work with a lot of trustworthy people, when it comes to talking to someone and verbalizing what it is that you are experiencing, I would highly recommend speaking to a therapist. Many organizations will offer an EAP where you can have access to a licensed therapist and have those conversations with them. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. Even if your manager is demanding that you are on call and reachable at all hours of the day and of the night, set those boundaries and say at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, that is your family time. Don't be afraid to say no. I remember that I had a manager one time that says, well, hey, you have the company phone. That means that you need to be available at all times. The answer is no. And also when it comes to taking on additional tasks and things like that, say no. It is very important for you to set those boundaries, especially when you know that you're not going to get any additional support. If you have stressors at home, then you need to address those issues that are causing you stress in the home front. And you have to set boundaries there as well. And I know this may seem like a no-brainer, but make sure that you're eating well and you're exercising and you're getting enough sleep, because sometimes when you're required to be on tap all the time, you don't have time to sleep and your brain is not powering down in the way that it should in order for you to get the sleep and get triggered to eat and consume enough water and make healthy choices. So take care of yourself first. That includes reading a really good book that is not HR related. Sometimes you just have to detach yourself from your profession, because your profession is not your only identity that you have. So definitely take some time to detach from your profession. And after you have come back from your vacation, if you choose to take some time off, which I highly, highly recommend, be prepared to address some of those issues head on when you return back to work. Definitely have a conversation with your manager about their expectations and the boundaries that you're now going to set for your role. And make sure that if you are given any additional tasks, any additional projects, make sure that they are giving you the resources that you need to actually complete those tasks in a reasonable amount of time. That is it for me in this video. If you have experienced burnout or anything like that, and you have successfully managed to get through it, I would like for you to leave your comments below. Take care for now, and I will see you in the next video.